You know, few things go together better than beer and video games, and here at the Ground Kontrol Retro Barcade in Portland, you can get both together, along with a hearty dose of nostalgia. I'm Nick Moke for Digital Trends, and we're going to head inside and check out not only the bar and arcade, but find out about a contest they're actually in to win $25,000 to upgrade and retrofit this place. So I'm here with Art Santana and Anthony Ramos. Art is the manager here at Ground Kontrol, and Anthony is the owner. So I want to ask you, Anthony, how did Ground Kontrol get started? Could you give us some sense of the history here?
Well, a couple of record store clerks who worked in Southeast brought some they were both interested in video games. They brought some video games into their store, and the games attracted a lot of attention and gave them the idea to start a retro arcade. So they moved into another building downtown, and the first Ground Kontrol opened back in 1999.
1999, so you guys have been here for over 10 years now.
Well, we've been here in Old Town since 2004, but the original Ground Kontrol started in '99 downtown, and so overall it has been around for 10 years. Yes.
Okay, and Anthony, I'm sorry, Art, I wanted to ask you, how many games are even here?
Right now we've got about almost 100 games, including 27 pinball tables, which is the largest selection of pinball tables you can find in an arcade in the Pacific Northwest.
And how do you guys kind of decide what games end up here? How do you rotate games? Do games come in and out? How does that work?
Yeah, it's a combination of games that we've always wanted to do. Like, we're always looking for, you know, a list of games like, oh, it'd be great to have this title, or customers will request certain games, and we'll just kind of have those games in the back of our minds when we're looking at Craigslist or when somebody emails us and says, hey, I've got a title. And then once a game's on the floor, we have to track the earnings pretty carefully to make sure that it's earning its place on the floor, because our space is so limited that if a game is only getting played once a week, chances are it's gonna have to leave, even if it is like considered a classic. So it's a combination of like the importance of a game, you know, how good it is, and also how much money it makes.
So, Anthony, I have to ask you, in 2010, when I can sit at home and play Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3 with other people around the world, what is the appeal of the retro arcade?
Well, it depends on whether you have friends. No, I'm kidding, actually. You can play games with friends at home, too, of course. But the idea of the arcade is that you come out and play in a social environment, you know, with other people around you. You've got the sound of the arcade around you. You know, you're out on the town with your friends, and you can hang out with your friends, you know, meet new people, kind of share a common interest out in public.
So I understand you're competing for $25,000 in the Save the Arcades 2 contest. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, Stride Gum is going to donate $25,000 to one lucky arcade that receives the most votes from their fans.
Okay. And what are your standings in that right now?
We're actually in first place right now. We started out at third place, and then we were going between second and third for a few days. But for the past several days, we've been holding strong at first place, which is pretty exciting.
Okay, and what do players actually have to do to help you guys out?
Well, they need to go to savethearcades.stridegum.com and play an online game called Cowbots. It's a kind of a clone of a classic video game called Robotron. Some older players might remember. And when they get done playing, they donate their points to the arcade of their choice, and we're hoping they choose Ground Kontrol.
Okay, and if you guys win the 25 grand, what are you going to do with it?
We're going to buy 7 Dragon's Lairs. No, we're going to build out the floor to have more games. Go get some of the harder to find games that we've been wanting to get, that people have been asking for, the more expensive games, you know. Just make the arcade the best experience we can.
Okay, I understand this is running right now, but when does it actually wrap up?
It ends at noon Eastern time on June 15th, so 9 p.m. or 9 a.m. our time. And yeah, people can play 24 hours a day as often as they want up until that point, and that's when they'll say, okay, who's got the most points donated to them, and choose a winner.
So we still have quite a while to find out. I do have to ask, from the sort of skeptic's perspective, why do I want to win you guys 25 grand? What's so great about that?
Well, I can tell you that if we win the prize, we're going to use every last dollar to make the arcade experience as great as we can. You know, get the greatest games, put the extra money in to restore them, restore how they look and how they play, add more features to the arcade, We've just put in taps. We're hoping to expand to a full bar. We have big plans. We just need a little extra money to make them happen. And if we win, you can bet that's what we'll do.
Well, I will definitely be playing, and I wish you guys the best of luck.